Hi everybody, welcome back to Dunrovin Ranch in lovely Lolo, Montana. I am your ranch manager, Kelly. It's a pleasure to have you join me again today on Boots on the Ground. The broadcast during which I show you something you probably haven't seen here at the ranch. We've talked about tack rooms, we've talked about various things, I believe. Oh, our horn bag, our guide bag. Today I thought I would talk to you about our horse trailers a little bit and show you some chat about, do we feed the horse in the trailer out? And we go to elk, so 4 to 5 hours. It's very, you get very narrow mountain in the morning. It gets too crowded in the afternoon. Those are the two rides for which we have permits to take. So when I know you've seen us load the horses, and I have some pictures in a minute of the inside of the trailer and where we would hang a hay bag. We don't feed the horses when we haul out on those two rides. It's a very short distance. They've already had breakfast and there's no need for them to eat. We do take water, however, if it's a really hot day and at the end of the ride, even before we drive the 20-30 minutes back. Sometimes it's nice to give them water. So we take, what is it? 10 gallons, a big container of water, and some big feed tubs, and we let them drink if they'd like. It's very important that they stay hydrated. I just learned actually that horses lose a lot more electrolytes in their sweat than we do. And if they get too dehydrated, lots of things can happen. They can colic, impaction colic, which is basically constipation. They can also tie up, which is when there is insufficient minerals or minerals not in balance. They tie up, which Mickey did it a couple years ago, and actually that's what we thought had happened to Doc that one night when he had to go to the hospital. It's like when they tie up, it's like a full body Charlie horse. It's very painful. They really can't walk, and they can get kidney damage pretty quickly. So hydration for horses is really, really important. So we have water. We don't take hay. If it's a long trip, when Suzanne takes friends, for instance, or the Giddy Up girls, and they haul the horses out, sometimes they'll put hay bags in the trailer with them so they can munch on the way and munch on the way home. So the first thing I'd like to do is I'll show you what the inside of the trailer looks like. This is the 6-horse trailer, taken kind of from the back. Like as the name suggests, it can hold 6 horses, and you load them up. You load the heaviest horse in the front. Big horses need to spread their legs out to balance, so we might put a bigger one second. But basically, you want the weight in the front of the trailer. There was actually an amazing demonstration of trailer hauling on Facebook, where they loaded the weight of a trailer in the front and they drove down the road, and then they loaded the weight in the back, not with live animals of course. They loaded the weight in the back and the trailer really swung. So because we have precious cargo in there and it also affects the truck you're driving, it's good to have weight toward the front. So we load them in. We have shavings in there to absorb urine, and they always leave manure in there as soon as they get in, no matter how. So we keep it as clean as we possibly can. There's 2 vents on top of this particular trailer. There's windows that open on the right and windows that open on the left. Trailers can get 30 degrees warmer than it actually is outside, no matter the ventilation. So you can imagine, even on a 60, 70 degree day, how hot they can get. So ventilation is very important. The doors close after each horse, and they actually brace against the walls. This is called a slant load. The horses stand at an angle, which is much better for their balance. That we also have, we don't, but there are things called straight loads. And that's where the horses go straight in. Not so easy for them to balance, but they're very popular trailers too. There's nothing particularly wrong with them. I didn't take a picture of this, but I'll describe it to you. Is we take the horses in, and these horses load beautifully. And above each section is a metal ring welded to the top. And we put the lead rope through the ring and then back to the section behind the horse. So we put the rope through the ring, we bring the rope around, we shut the panel, latch it securely, and then we tie the horse to another ring. And this is very, very smart, because in this way you can untie your horse before you open the panel. That way, if you open the panel to untie the horse, he could be scared, he could start to come out, he could come over you. So that's why we untie the horse first. And then you have the lead rope in your hand, you open the panel, and you still have the horse and he can't back out. It's very smart and very safe, again, for the horse and the human. Gonna say hi to Taylor again. Hi, Taylor. Taylor's back from lunch. She's a rock star. She's having such a busy day. Thank you for everything. So that's how we load and tie. We take them in, fill it up, close the back securely, and we're ready to go. On the side of the trailer actually is another door. This is inside the trailer. That's okay. We can go here, Jake. So this is the front of the 6-horse. You can see the window on the left, the vent up above, and there's a kind of a screen that goes over the top so debris doesn't come in and hit the horses in the face. You don't want gravel obviously in their eyes, or dirt or anything from the road, but they get plenty of air. The windows can also close. They can close completely, or you can open just the window part, and there's some wide bars that they can see out of and breathe out of, but they can't get their head out. So the next I want to show you what it looks like with a hay bag hanging. We have hay bags that we use for various reasons. For our art extravaganza, for example, each horse had a hay bag to keep them occupied while they were being painted. So we have hay bags and hay nets. Jake, we can go to the next one. That's a hay bag. See how it hangs in the corner? About mouth height. That holds about a flake of hay, and it's there's a strap that goes around a little hook up there, and we buckle it in, and there they go. They're good to go. We like to use hay bags. There's also things called hay nets, which literally look like a net that you can throw hay in. I find these a little safer than getting a halter or anything stuck in a hay net, but we have both and we use both. So we have room for 6 of those, and if we decide to feed the horses, they're allowed to eat on the way. The next picture I want to show you is of the saddle racks in the back. So this is what we're looking at now is the left side of the rear of the trailer. The right side the horses go in, and this is the left side. There's grooming supplies on the left. There's room for 4 saddles. If we're going for a long distance, for example, and we don't want the horses to have to carry their saddles all the way, you can store the saddles in there. There's bridle hooks on the left. I think there's a muck fork in there. There's various things that we would need as we travel. And always, again, after the right door closes first with a very secure latch and a clip, and then the left door shuts on top of that with a very secure latch and a clip. So we'll walk around to the tack room, which is on the right. If I'm facing the trailer from the front, it's on the left side. We have a tack room, which is very nice. That's inside the tack room up top. There's a section up top that's raised, and what we're looking at now is 2 water jugs, a tub. Those are horse first aid supplies in the clear tub, and some extra hay bags on the left. You can put there's plenty of room up there. In fact, if you wanted to sleep, it's a little tight, but you could actually sleep up there if you wanted to. And then the next picture is down below the floor of the tack room, and it's not completely, what is that? I don't know what that, did I send that to you, Jake? Oh, it's not a great picture. Oh, I know why, because it's a panorama shot. That doesn't look too good, but I can explain what's in there. Extra halter, extra bridle, boots in case a horse loses a shoe, extra helmet, raincoats, rope, twine, bungee cords, pieces of leather, rawhide. When things break, you need to fix it, and even if it's not a permanent fix, you need to fix things good enough so you can get back safely. What else is in there? Oh, any special items that a guest or a visitor would like to take. There's plenty of room. If you have 6 horses, you only have 4 saddles in the back. You can also put a couple saddles up here, your bridles up here. I know that Suzanne has put suitcases, bed rolls, anything you can need. It's quite a large tack room. And actually, I don't have a picture of it, but on the outside of the tack room, what you normally don't see when you watch the horses load up is a huge door on the side of the trailer. And it latches and you bring it down, and it's a ramp. And that is for leading your horses straight out instead of backing them out the rear of the trailer. It's a very, very nice thing. These horses are so excellent at loading and unloading that we don't need to do that. But there's a lot of times that you'll need to walk your horse straight out, or if you have a horse that doesn't like to back off a step. Our trailers don't have ramps that go down the back. The horses have to step up and step down. And there's a lot of horses that don't do that, don't want to do it, have never done it. And the ramp's also a very nice thing. They're a little more comfortable going up and down a slight incline as opposed to a step. That's all I have for you today as far as the trailer goes. That's our 6-horse. We have a 4-horse and a 2-horse. They both have the other 2 have dressing rooms. I believe they're slant loads as well. And they're also gooseneck trailers, by the way, as opposed to bumper pull trailers. Our goosenecks attach to the bed of the truck, with, of course, safety chains, emergency breakaways, the brake and the power cable. They're all goosenecks, and which they're very stable. They're wonderful to drive. When you learn to drive with a gooseneck trailer, you have to realize that the trailer does not follow you when you make a turn. It goes sideways. So you must always swing wide and know where you are. I've done it before. I've taken a gate out before by forgetting that I'm driving a gooseneck. Bumper pull trailers are ones that connect to the bumper, basically, of the truck. They're not quite as stable, and they do track behind you, so you don't need to be as careful when you make turns. But you always be, if you want to be like me, you're just neurotically careful and a little nervous all the time. It keeps me aware, anyway, of what's going on around me. When we get back, you might notice this, that the drill is unload the horses, clean the trailer, back it up, unhitch it, so it's ready for next time. We've got a pretty good system here as far as loading and unloading horses. We've all got it down. We do a walk around, make sure the tires are full and everything's good to go. And that's how we do our part day rides, and that's how we keep everyone safe. That's all I've got for you today. I don't know if you have any questions or comments. I've never ridden in the back of one, I know people who have just to see, and it's very loud. Very loud and very rough. And once the people ride in the back, they realize what it's like for the horses back there. And that horses that do it willingly and happily are a pleasure to have, because it's pretty rough back there, is my understanding. I have considered earplugs, as a matter of fact, because a lot of riders in rodeo and various things, they're special horse earplugs. They're almost like a fur ball, kind of like this microphone windscreen I'm wearing. It's not really my tarantula friend. You can put them in the horse's ears, and it helps block some of the sound, and I'm sure they have to get used to it. But I've considered that, actually, and that's not a bad thing to think about, because I know Doc hates hauling. He hates it. He won't get in. Crow haul's great, so what I'm thinking is maybe I could do some, during some sessions with all of you joining me, maybe I think it might be fun to pull the trailer into the arena, load Crow, give him something to eat, and play with Doc getting in and out. That would be dramatic, but it might be fun. If there are no other questions, I will say goodbye for the time being, and I will be back at 2 o'clock with very special guests. You may know him as Jake. That is his name, actually. And a new member of the family named Rosebud. And I hope you don't know who or what Rosebud is yet, but you will be meeting her. I think it's a her. At 2 o'clock. Everybody, thank you for joining me on Boots on the Ground. Next week, same time, same channel, will be something, I'm thinking, I don't quite know yet. Maybe the dance hall. Maybe we'll talk about the dance hall, because most of you have not seen it. Thanks for joining me, everyone. I appreciate your company on this lovely afternoon. I will see you very soon. Bye-bye.